Good morning, Swanky BNI. I'm Kim Volbrecht with V2 Strategies. I'm a member of the Penn chapter and I'm a BNI ambassador. This week's topic is how to refer a hard to refer person. Now, hard to refer does not mean that you don't know, like, or trust a member. It simply means that you can't figure out how to generate referrals for them. This topic is near and dear to my heart because early in my BNI experience, I was that person. About a year into my BNI membership, I had a one-to-one with someone from the membership committee who said to me, "You know, Kim, we really like you and we believe that you're good at what you do, but we have no clue how specifically we could refer you. We don't understand enough about your business." Well, that was a wake-up call, and it was also a gift. From then on, I started approaching my one-to-ones a lot differently. I asked my sales team what would make it easier for them to refer me. And no surprise, in that process, I learned techniques I can use to uncover referral opportunities for people I have a tough time referring. So I wanted to share with you today my top 4 takeaways for discovering referral opportunities during your one-to-ones. Step number 1, plan. Let them know in advance that your goal is to learn about a specific aspect of their business so that you can start generating more or better referrals for them. Then in your one-to-one, probe. Have them provide a quick tutorial on that product or service. How does it work? How do you go about doing it? How long does it take? Things like that. Then ask them to describe in a little more detail the people or businesses who benefit the most from them. What's their trigger for purchase or for looking for that product? What problems are actually solved? Or what specific benefits do they see? And more importantly, how does it make them feel after that solution is in place? That emotional piece can be a really strong hook for making introductions to people in your BNI chapter. So after you've done plan and probe, the next step in your one-to-one is to prospect. Now, this is about you opening up your contact list as a prospect for your BNI chapter member. Describe the people that you know or interact with that you think might be potential customers. Share how you typically interact with them, the types of conversations that you have, what the focus is. Then, with your referral partner, practice. Once you identify people with them who would be a good fit, get their advice on ways to bring their product or service into the conversation. What can you ask to clarify whether or not they're really interested? How should you describe the benefit? And then what's a good way to get their permission, the permission from your contact, to make an introduction to your fellow BNI member? That last part is important because you want to make sure that that door is open for you to actually make a business connection. So here's an example of how this can play out. Several years ago, I had a one-to-one with the business banker in my B2B power team. Early on in the conversation, I said, "You know, Doug, I believe you could be a great resource for a lot of my clients, but we never talk about their banking or their finances. So how would I possibly refer you to them?" Now, Doug's a smart guy, and he was 100% prepared for that question. He looked at me and said, "Well, Kim, have you ever had a client say, 'I'd really like to do this with you, but I just don't have the cash flow right now'?" That was a light bulb moment. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's happened several times." So he replied, "That's a great opportunity to mention our line of credit program. We've got a pretty simple approval process, so we can provide this option more frequently than other banks." Once I had that scenario clearly in my mind, I was able to identify other ways that I could introduce Doug into conversations with more people in my contact sphere. Now, each of us comes to BNI with a unique network that spans business, community, and organizational contexts. Within these networks, we have referral potential for every single member in our BNI chapter. We just need their help in identifying those opportunities and in figuring out how to turn them into referrals. Don't just take my word for it, give it a try. Find the member in your chapter that you've given the least referrals to. schedule a one-to-one, and then put the 4 Ps, plan, probe, prospect, and practice to work. Then let me know how that works for you, because I'm pretty sure you're going to come up with referrals where you didn't have any before.